Hi, I'm Matt, welcome to my kitchen. I don't believe anyone should be afraid of cooking, so I'm going to show you 4 simple recipes to help you stay healthy and happy this Christmas. My first recipe for today is a smoked haddock and leek risotto. However, instead of using rice, we're going to use pearl barley, which is more nutritious, and it's going to be packed full of really healthy green veg, but not packed with butter and parmesan because we've probably indulged a little bit too much over Christmas. The first step of this recipe is to get the smoked haddock in the oven. So I'm going to take my baking tray, I'm going to get some foil. Place foil on your baking tray. Take your smoked haddock that I've seasoned with salt and pepper, place it in the middle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to make a parcel with the foil so that the fish steam cooks in the oven whilst we get on with the rest of the recipe. So the haddock is going into a preheated oven that's heated to 180 degrees. It's going to cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. The next step of the recipe, we're going to prepare the leeks. Don't worry about washing them beforehand because we're going to wash them after we've sliced them because we want some residual water in the leeks to help them steam cook in the pan. So I'm finally chopping the leeks. Now I've got rid of the outer layers of the leek. This is probably what's going to take you the longest time because most of the other veg is actually frozen. Frozen veg is an absolutely great way to keep costs down, cut down on food waste, and also to keep all the nutrients in your food because they're frozen virtually as soon as they're picked. Take the haddock, now it's cooked, out of the oven. Then we're going to open the parcel. So we should have a perfectly cooked haddock fillet to put in our risotto. So you want a medium heat, and those leeks we've just washed, we want the water that was on the leeks to still be there because we're not going to put much oil in the pan, just a little glug, tiny bit, will stop them sticking, and the water in here will help the leeks to steam. Unlike a standard risotto, we're not going to have to stir for hours, we're not going to spend hours in the kitchen. So a couple of minutes, lid off, tiny bit of salt, tiny bit of pepper, season as you go along. So just keep the leeks moving. You can see right now they're really rigid. By the time we take the lid off in about 5 minutes, they'll be nice, soft and tender to eat. The leeks have now wilted down, they've softened up, all the water's nearly gone, but they've still got that lovely vibrant green colour. This stage we're going to add the garlic. We're going to fry for a couple of minutes, but we're careful not to brown the garlic because we don't want any colour. It's a lovely pale and green colour by the end of the recipe. So to the pan now, I'm going to add the pearl barley. Now pearl barley is a relative of wheat. It's got a really good amount of insoluble fibre in it, which is really good for your gut health. So to the pan we're also going to add our frozen broad beans because they take a little bit longer to cook. We've just lost one. And some stock. Now this stock, I use Callow. It's a brand of stock. It's got no added salt. So I use 2 cubes of this. However, if you're using a different brand of stock, you might only need 1 stock cube. You don't want it to be too salty. So we're now going to let that reduce down and thicken. The starches from the pearl barley will start and thicken the stock so you get a nice rich sauce without the need for any parmesan, any butter. We've just got that tiny bit of oil at the beginning. So you want to bring that to a gentle simmer now. So now we're going to add to the thickened stock mix the frozen peas and some chopped spinach. The spinach I've defrosted in the microwave but not cooked. I would turn this down too low because you don't want to overcook the peas. So I've defrosted this in the microwave and then I've squeezed out all of the liquid because frozen spinach full of liquid and we just don't want that in our carefully reduced stock. So whenever you're chopping anything, make sure you're keeping your hands out the way so you're not cutting your hand off, because no one wants to spend Christmas in A and E. So chop the spinach, it's going in to the pan now. So you can see how thick this is now, and there's absolutely no butter, no parmesan. We've just used the starch that's come out of the pearl barley. There's plenty of residual heat in this to keep it cooking, so now we're going to add our haddock. So we're going to break this into flakes, take it off the skin, just going to gently combine that for a few seconds, and then we're just going to finish off the recipe with a bit of creme fraiche, half fat, keep the calories down, but it's going to bring that little bit of richness as we haven't got the butter. Squeeze of lemon is going to bring a freshness, and also to get a bit more of the fresh flavour in off the lemon, we're going to put some zest in. Now if you've got waxed lemons, make sure you wash the wax off, because otherwise you're going to be putting wax into your risotto, not what you want. There we have it, a risotto in 15 minutes, not too much effort, loads of stuff from the freezer. You could knock this up if you've got people coming around, and it is so comforting, so warm, and it's full of really good nutrients and vitamins, minerals from all that green veg. Need more salt for me, depends who you're serving for. Definitely a generous pinch of salt and plenty of cracked black pepper. You can always have more, so don't go too crazy. So it just looks like I'm going crazy with it. Give that a stir. There's still plenty of heat to keep cooking those frozen peas. So the seasoning is done, everything's ready. All that's left to do now is serve up a big bowl of it and enjoy. It's perfect lounging about food because you can eat it with a spoon, and I am a lazy eater, so if I can sit in front of the TV with this, perfect. So let's give it a go.